Hello and welcome back. I'm Max Mouse from LearnToProgram.tv, and in this video we'll be covering how to add comments to your page within Python. So comments are a very useful tool to use because it will allow you to make your page more readable to other people. So if you were to share your code to somebody else for assistance, for example, or to show them an example of how to do something, using comments can be incredibly useful in helping them understand what parts of your code does what. And also, if you were to come back to a piece of code which you wrote, say, a year in the past, you'd be able to understand instantly what it was that you were writing. And if you wrote it in a less efficient way, you'd be able to rewrite something to do the exact same thing as what your comments have specified you were trying to do. And so it helps you considerably remember what it is that you're doing and to help other people as well if you were to share with them your code. And a comment is simply done with a hash symbol inside of Python. So the hash symbol on a Mac is Alt and then the 3 key. On Windows it's on the right hand side, it's above the Shift key, it's just around about that area there. And all you have to do is just put a single hash, and then the rest of that line is commented out and won't be interpreted by the Python interpreter. You can write anything on here. You could write print hello world, for example, and it won't get ran. Well, it will be ran, but it won't get interpreted and it won't get output. Whereas if the next line I do print, and I'll just do hello, and if we run that as well, you'll get just hello, but you won't get that outline there, the commented line there. And you can also add comments to the end of lines, so this is an output. And so you can see how if we had something very confusing happening within the actual script, then you would be able to actually comment it easily and have it so that something which you might not understand how to do in the future, and we will get onto more complicated code later on within the course, which this sort of idea is useful for example, iterations and so on. What you would find interesting, you might also find confusing, for example. And so if you were to comment it, you'll be able to understand it and look over it later on, read it, and you'll be able to learn it faster that way as well. So there are multiple uses for doing this sort of practice whilst coding. Now obviously, because it's not interpreted, it's not a requirement of Python. However, it is very good coding practice to have comments within your code, and it allows you to make your code more readable, as I've explained a few minutes ago. So I would recommend that you do comment your code. However, within this tutorial, this course, I won't be actually doing much commenting, and that is simply because I'm explaining it whilst I'm writing it. So the comments are to explain it, but if I'm talking whilst writing, then there's not much point in me actually doing any commenting because the exact same content is being said as what I would write down. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy these videos. Just remember that coding practice is not a requirement, but it is very, very beneficial if you were to take them up quickly, because it does make your coding life considerably easier.